Hello, this is a Hall of Fame film from the European server with Sebastian Potachka and his Luchs. We're in Airfield. Standard mode west spawn. 3 scouts apiece, 1 arty apiece. Enemy team has a lot of TDs. His team's mostly heavies with some mediums mixed in. So I actually think his team's better suited for attack. The enemy team's better suited for defense, and if they try to attack, they're going to get blown up because they don't have the right kind of tanks to do that. So let's see if they get defensive. And let's see if his team tries to press and flank. Here we go. So up the middle, he's probably headed for the balcony up here to the right. I'm just guessing though, haven't seen it yet. The M5 Stuart lost his mind and drove straight up the center, and he didn't last very long. He ended up surrounded by about 6 tanks. So he's going fire and duck behind the rocks. Great concealment. Great cover. The only thing you really have to watch for over here is if you lose possession of right in this area, or this area, then tanks will come in behind you. But as long as you have control of those, or you have good zone of control on them, then you're fine to sit up here, and just got to be careful when you pull out and fire and make sure nobody's sitting there with their hand on the trigger waiting on you. If that Jag Panther wants to stay there and sit in that hole, he's going to die. The other thing you may have to worry about is if you look back that way, see where the steward is. If he pulls out enough, he can potentially shoot you from the rear. So whenever there's somebody back there, you kind of got to pay attention to what he's trying to do. They're down a couple tanks. I don't keep a team by team damage counter, but I wouldn't be surprised if they aren't ahead on damage right now. Now he's going to turn around and shoot the M5. Give that guy something to think about. I don't like going to those rocks over there. I've seen a couple people have really good missions up along on the beeline, but it seems like it's a death trap most of the time. You get out there and then you just gotta pray you can get out alive. The only guy I've ever seen really had a good mission was somebody took an AMX ELC out there on the Southeast Asian server and had a huge mission, but they never tried to shoot him. They just let him sit there, which was crazy. Now they're down 3 tanks. Hopefully the OI Experimental can take one of those guys out. He's going to get him if he stays here. Wait for the reload. Here we go. And he moves. He needs 1 round in the T-37 to kill him. But will he get it? Here we go. Good deal. And now the E8's right behind him. I don't know if he's ready to come down off of here yet. They just tied it up. Got 3 kills in a row. Now he is. He's going to go after the easy 8. This guy's going to die. Well, you should have an open path up the south side right now. It looks like he may be heading back here to try to shoot the 25/2 though. He's out in this area somewhere, or was. I know right now I'd be thinking green light to go take out the Artie and come in behind the 2 TDs, but he got lucky because that guy pulled right up where he needed him to be, and he gets another kill. Okay, 2 tanks to go, and they're both visible on the map, so he has the advantage of knowing where they are, and they have no clue where he's going to go. I'm predicting at least 1 more kill here for him. And that's kind of cheating because I already have the end game stats, so I know how many he ends up with. It's not like I have psychic powers or anything, but I do know that he's going to wait until this guy turns, then come out and blast him. And by the time the TD gets to where it can shoot back, he's going to be reloaded, and he's probably going to spin around and come out beside him. Because the TD's already shown his hand that he's coming straight for him, so it's just a matter of coming around the back, popping out, and down goes the TD. This is like taking candy from a baby.
Target acquired. Enemy vehicle destroyed.
So now if he gets the next kill, he gets a Top Gun. He has to be careful though. There's only 3 tanks left on his side, so he doesn't want to get reckless and just throw away a victory trying to pursue a medal. Ooh, and he's way up at the cap. I think a cool feature, although it would probably make replays enormously big to where you couldn't use them, but it's a cool idea. It would be very neat if during a replay you could click and it would switch you to being inside another tank on the battlefield, even an enemy tank, because then you could see it from their perspective. But I realize that would probably make them files so massive you wouldn't be able to play them very often or store very many on your hard drive. I just like the thought of being able to do it. So he's capping. Big time no-no. He ought to be smarter than that, but he's not. He's waiting for the OI to come in. And then I think what's going to happen is as soon as the OI establishes where he's at and draws the guy's attention, he'll try to come out and get behind him or flank him. And there he is. The gun's going to be pointed at the allied, and he takes him out. He was going to come in behind him and shoot, which is the right way to play it. No reason to die now. For the battle, 2,068 damage and 5 kills. 96 of 158 shooting, 61%. He got 753 spotting damage and 7 spots. Earned 20,567 credits. He also earned 2,375 XP, survived the fight, got a Orliks, got a Confederate, and then also Fighter, Fire for Effect, and Bruiser mini medals. Gives him a battle score of 2,445. And that puts him in 5th place with this mission on the Luchs Hall of Fame. Went up to the balcony to start off, and he was rewarded with all kinds of tanks in view that he started to pile up his damage total there. And it was just search and destroy after that. After he moved out of that position, he stayed up there till very late in the fight because he kept being able to shoot at things. And once he started search and destroy, a lot of times it was a matter of waiting for the target to set itself up and then moving in. You saw how with the St. Emil, the guy kind of telegraphed what he was doing. It's like telegraphing a punch when you're boxing. The other boxer's going to see it coming and use it against you. He saw which way the guy was going, so he just ran around the hill and came out behind him and took him out. And then at the very end, he was going to wait for the OI to attract the attention of the IS, then move in behind him, but the OI finished the guy off because the OI has a powerful gun and powerful armor. So this is another pretty straightforward mission. You passive spot and snipe until you get forced out of that position. They never tried to force him out of there. So he kept doing it as long as he could until the flow of the battle changed and the location of tanks dictated that he had to go somewhere else and help out. And he recognized that and did. Lesser experienced scouts would have left too early while they still had targets available, or stayed there way too late after the targets dried up and not recognized they needed to go help elsewhere in the battlefield. Be alert to the map and what it means to you. From Airfield, Standard West, over 2,000 damage in his Luchs. Sebastian Potachka, happy hunting.